hope you guys had a great weekend. In this video, let's talk about the amazing opportunities that we have for this week as well as the month of October. We got a bunch of amazing setups that we have not had in a while. So these trading opportunities for the month of November, October, and December, and historically us being very bullish for Q4, is making a setup for huge explosive moves to the upside. So all of these technical analysis are just screaming bullish, but in this video I want to go really in depth to help you guys really be prepared in the market for this week and the month of October. So if you guys do enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe with notifications on. I will be dropping the newsletter on Sunday, stocktalk.com. You can follow me on X, and if you guys do want to join the Discord live buy and sell and premium chat, link in the description. Now let's get started with the economic calendar first. This week we have inflation numbers on Thursday and Friday, and on Wednesday we have FOMC meeting minutes. Now one thing that I want to take away is I have personally, most of the calls that I have are a month out. So by taking a month out calls, I had this immunity set up with these catalysts. So even if we trade sideways, or if you have a short move to the downside, I am ready because I have time, and I'm playing along with theta. So I think that is one important factor that I want to take away with catalysts like these, especially right now. Technical analysis is screaming bullish, but we can expect volatility or just trading sideways. We typically trade sideways before these catalysts, so that is one reason why I got a month out calls, just for that insurance and whatnot. So that is just what I want to take away with the economic calendar. Friday and Thursday inflation numbers before market opens, and then Wednesday we have the FOMC meeting minutes. Now let's talk about the S&P 500 first, the overall stock market, the S&P 500. So I've been saying this, in the past two videos where we have been trading sideways for the past 3 months. So we are getting ready for a move. Whenever we trade sideways, we are getting ready for a move. We broke out of this consolidation, out of this ascending triangle. Keep in mind that this ascending triangle pattern is also on Apple, which is one of the best plays that I'm watching for this week and this month. And we could see that Apple is actually lagging behind in terms of the ascending triangle breakout. So Apple is at the level of support, while SPY has already broken out. It tested the level of support. It was a previous resistance, but now we are back here. We had an amazing close on Friday. Now we are back here with this resistance, this being a very tough resistance. We are bullish above 573 right here. Close above 573. We just have so much room to the upside. We're going to see movements like these. So these consolidation patterns are very common on the S&P 500, okay? This being just one example. So whenever we break all-time highs, whenever we close above, this is the price action we get, okay? Strong price action to the upside. We're talking about 3% move on the SPY. So definitely looking very bullish right here for the S&P 500. Now, if you do have, for example, a red day, okay, if we have a red day, the inflation numbers come out bad, a very nice area to play calls and to play the bounce off the level of support is going to be 565. So just keep in mind of this level of support. I'll keep you guys updated on the Discord, and I'll be talking about this level of support here. But if for some reason we have 2 red days, play calls off this level of support, weekly calls, the closest expiration. We can get in a very nice scalp, or if you trade futures, you can also play the bounce right here. So we have these two scenarios. We just need to hold this level of support. As long as if we hold 565, we are going to be looking good. We can also increase this level of support right here, and we could see that this support is also matching this support right here. So as long as if we are holding this level of support for the S&P 500, we are looking absolutely good right here. Now the first play is going to be Apple. So as I talked about the ascending triangle on S&P 500, we have the similar setup on Apple, and man, Apple looks amazing. I already entered into a very nice position right here. You know, I got a couple weeks right here, about a month of time here, so around 3 weeks for my Apple calls, and it just looks absolutely amazing. The first thing that I want to take a look at is the bigger time frame right here. Weekly time frame, we could see that we have been trading sideways since July. When we are trading sideways, we are getting ready for a move. We have Christmas coming up, we have holidays, Halloween, all those good stuff. We have Black Friday coming up. So with all of those sales, definitely expect amazing profits and revenue, and just an amazing time for the market with Christmas coming up. So I think that is one of the biggest things that we are looking out for. Q4 being very bullish for the stock market. We can take a look at the daily time frame. As long as if we hold this level of support, okay, we are going to be looking good. And then our breakout area is this resistance right here. So a close above 231 is going to be bullish to the upside. We can expect that momentum, that massive move to the upside, moves like these when we are breaking all-time highs. So this is what we are taking a look at for Apple. As long as if you have time, you're going to be looking good, and as long as if you keep the stop loss close below the level of support, you're going to be looking good. The next play is NVDA. I am also already in NVDA. We hit the level of support, we bounced, and right now we are right at the level of resistance with both SPY and QQQ. SPY, QQQ and Apple. We need to close above the level of resistance. That is going to be the confirmation, because for now we can just trade sideways for a couple more weeks, couple more days. So we really need to close above the level of resistance. Now the price target for NVIDIA is going to be 130. That is going to be the first price target, and then next we got 135, and next we got 140. So we are going in increments of $5. So $5. Those are going to be the price targets, and man, it just looks absolutely incredible, especially with NVIDIA fundamentally being an amazing company, being the shovel instead of mining the gold. NVIDIA is really the shovel when it comes to AI, and all of these companies, Apple, Google, ChatGPT, are using NVIDIA. So this is like the perfect company in terms of AI and computer chips. These movements, these momentum movements like these, and with a setup like this, it just looks incredible with Christmas coming up. Definitely one thing is needed, and that is time. So a month out is good for me. Even 3 months out, if you really want to play it safe, I think 1 to 3 months is going to be the perfect area. I do want to buy in some 3-month out calls once we get that confirmation. So next we got AMD. Now with AMD, we already got that confirmation. Okay, we got that confirmation. We closed above the level of resistance. We talked about AMD before. We talked about AMD many times. We made a video here, and we could see that, especially with NVIDIA, if we zoom out, it is very common of us trading to the downside and us breaking to the upside. So these downtrend breakouts right here, and this one looks absolutely huge right here. We closed above, we got that confirmation, we filled the gap. We could see that our first price target, okay, is 187. So right over here, the risk to reward is amazing. The stop loss is closed below 163. If we enter in back under this channel, that is not good. Okay, so that is going to be the stop loss, and then the price target is 187. And with AMD, once it starts to run, we get these massive massive momentum plays to the upside. So the conservative price target and really the only resistance for AMD is 187. So 1 month out calls for AMD. I'm thinking about buying at open tomorrow, or if we come back down, it just looks amazing. This play looks amazing. So next we got SMCI, definitely one of the underrated microchip stocks. So we're talking a lot about semiconductors. We were talking about MU on X, Twitter. We were talking about it on the Discord. We had this level of support, and we could see that SMCI also looks absolutely amazing. It had been beaten down by some earnings report, and now it has really hit rock bottom. It hit a level of support, and as long as if you have a nice stop loss close below $38, I think you should be looking fine. With SMCI, even just shares alone, you can expect a solid 20%. Okay, and I'm talking about 20% being like the conservative price target. So if you put in, $10,000, we're talking about a solid $2,000 right over here just off of shares. So shares, even that is not a bad idea right here. The risk to reward is amazing. You can leave that stop loss for SMCI at like conservatively 10%. Okay, conservatively 10%, but it just looks amazing. This play looks amazing. You can play a month out calls. Definitely sell before earnings. But we can see that SMCI looks more of like MU, Micron Technology, and Micron Technology had a pretty nice bounce to the upside from the level of support. Next, we got BA, okay, Boeing. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that for this stock, we do have earnings coming up, but I've kind of checked its previous earnings, and it really doesn't move much. Like, it really doesn't move much. So that is just one thing to be aware of. If we take a look at Boeing on the weekly time frame, it just looks really, really good. We have this setup going on from 2020, and we could see we have this massive level of support, massive level of resistance, and also like SMCI, even shares don't sound like a bad idea. We're taking a look at these basic legs. Okay, we have these legs, leg one, then to the downside, then to the bounce, and right now it is at that level of support, giving us that perfect opportunity to buy in, and then we can leave the stop loss close below. So this level of support is looking really good, especially if we take a look at the daily time frame. We can take a look at the RSI. RSI is oversold. We can take a look at the daily time frame. It has definitely been beaten down, but since we hit this level of support, it is looking good. The volume over here looks interesting. Typically when we hit a level of support, I want to take a look at the volume, how many people are trading it. Is it a important level of support? But just by taking a look at the overall picture and the level of support, it is looking good. But then we do have price action like this, so maybe you want time or whatnot. But overall, Boeing, not the greatest play for the month of October. NVDA, Apple, all these other plays being great, but definitely just something to look out for, something to watch for. So next we have SOFI, okay, small cap stock right here. We have played SOFI many times. It's a very dirt cheap stock. We had many 200-300% plays on SOFI. You guys can kind of scroll up on the Discord right here. But the big picture over here is that we have broken the downtrend for SOFI, and that we have been in this accumulation phase for a while. This really reminds me a lot like something like PLTR. When PLTR was trading at $8 like SOFI, it broke out of this consolidation phase and it just had a massive run to the upside. So with SOFI, this setup is looking good. We got that confirmation. Definitely a month out. Again, December just being bullish. I'm thinking 3 month out calls. We can definitely see a move like PLTR or these other small cap stocks. So definitely SOFI, on the cheaper side. The options are dirt cheap for options. Probably just buy into one call option a month out or 3 month out. The calls are definitely cheap, but definitely do not sleep on SOFI. You can also straight up play shares. So we broke out of this downtrend. We can also see that we kind of have I just realized this, but we kind of have this ascending triangle formation. We also kind of have this ascending triangle formation, and we are breaking out of another resistance right here. We have, price target of $9. We have $10, $10, and then we got like $11, $11 to $12. So definitely looking like a great play. I think we played this move on the Discord. Okay, we played this whole move. It was like a 300% on options. But when SoFi moves, it moves. It is also a high momentum cheap stock. So just alone today, it's up like 7%. And these movements are common for SoFi. This day it was up 4%, 3% right here. We can take a look at, 5% moves, 5%. So again, these are very, very common play for SoFi. Next, we got MSTR, okay, micro strategy. Now, this looks incredible. It broke out of this consolidation phase. MicroStrategy has been trading sideways since March. We closed above. We really need to hold this level right here. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, it just looks amazing. We really need to hold above. Okay, that is the important thing for MicroStrategy right over here. Price target pretty much all-time highs, so I think we can test all-time highs this month, which is going to be around $199 to $200. So testing all-time highs for this month is looking good for MSTR. Next, we got Snowflake. We made a video on it. I think the past 2 to 3 videos, I made a video on Snowflake. With Snowflake, we bought in calls here at the level of support. We were up a very nice amount, 40%. It came back down. You could have kept playing this level of support, selling here, playing the support and whatnot. But I'm holding on to my calls, and I want to sell right at $118. My expiration were October 17th, but I do want to add more. We have been trading sideways, and we are almost at the level of resistance. The best entry for Snowflake is at the level of support. So if we do have a red day, if inflation numbers come out bad, buying in at the level of support is going to be another great entry. But we definitely have been having amazing opportunities for Snowflake. It kept hitting the level of support, then it hit resistance, and really reminds me of our previous Coinbase plays. Okay. Next, we got Home Depot. So Home Depot looks interesting. Okay. It looks interesting because we have a cup and handle pattern that has been forming since December of 2021. So we have been in this pattern, in this consolidation for 2 years. Okay, it has been 2 years since Home Depot has hit all-time highs. If we take a look at Home Depot, we can see that we have a solid cup and handle going on here. We have this cup, and then we have this handle, and we could see that we have this solid triple top going on for Home Depot. So this setup is looking good because we have been trading sideways for 3 years. Now with cup and handle, I feel like it's not a really common pattern, but I think gold. Okay, gold is a perfect example of a nice cup and handle. So this is a previous example of a cup and handle. We have this cup, we have this handle, and then we broke out, and ever since then gold has just been absolutely running here. We made many videos on gold. I bought physical silver gold. I sent many videos on Twitter showing you guys the physical bars. So that's pretty cool. But with GLD, which is the gold ETF, we can see that this is a very nice example of a cup and handle, solid cup and handle, and we can definitely expect a move, like gold with Home Depot. So especially for long-term shares, Home Depot being, Depot being in the Dow Jones, the top 30 U.S. stocks, I think that this might be a great longer-term play. I'm talking about like a year out play. And same with LOW, okay, lows. So same cup and handle going on, forming since 2021 of December. So for solid 2 years we have had this setup, this consolidation. And as you guys know, as you guys have been watching me, when we are trading sideways, we are getting ready for a explosive move. The triple top is more clear on lows, but it does look amazing. Okay, it looks absolutely amazing right here. Last but not least, we got ASTS. This is a SPAC stock, and we had this run, we had this momentum, and recently it has been getting a lot of momentum, okay, a lot of volume right here. We were kind of resting right here with this descending triangle, but there are two things that we can do. We can either short this to the downside if we break $23, or we can play calls to the upside. I'm just kind of looking at the stock, just watching it from afar. This really reminds me of the play on SSNT. So I forgot, I think they merged, but it was another SPAC stock. But this really reminds me of a previous play. We are trading sideways where we were consolidating. It has a lot of volume. If we can see a close above, $27, a play on, shares is going to be looking good. I do want to play shares right here. I'm not sure if they have options yet, but a play on shares is looking good. We're talking about a breakout right here, conservatively 20%. But we can definitely see 45% if we break this to the upside. But this is overall the last play that I have this for week. We have a bunch of trading setups, a bunch of trading opportunities. I'll keep you guys updated on the Discord right here if you have not joined the Discord. And overall, follow me on X on SundayStockTalk.com for the newsletter. And if you guys enjoyed content like this, make sure to leave a like.